Hey everyone, welcome to Old Iron Garage. Thank you for tuning in. So this evening I have a new project on the bench because the projects that I would like to be working on and wrapping up, I have to do outside. And if you look, it is dark outside. So yes, I have a new project on the bench, and it is something that I've had hanging around here on a shelf in the garage for a number of years. Don't know how many. Don't remember where I got it. But I have not looked it over whatsoever. I have not checked it out at all. So you guys will be looking at it with me for the first time at the same time. So anyways, let's dive in and take a look. Here it is. So if you have watched my last video that I uploaded just before this one, this may look familiar. That's because it's the same exact engine. Did not realize it when I threw it on the bench. But I decided to do another Clinton video, another Clinton engine video, will it run video, because after doing the last video, I realized that was only the second Clinton engine that I had ever worked on and done a video on. So I decided, and I've got more Clintons here in the garage, decided, let's do another Clinton video. Put this thing on the bench and realized, it looks rather familiar. And I took a look at the numbers on the plate back here, and it's the same exact model, number, model, and type. Same exact engine. Literally. So, what am I going to do? Well, before I say what my plans are, if you have not watched the previous video, my last one, please cut this video here, go back and watch my last one before I say what I'm going to do with this, because I don't want to ruin the last video for you. So go ahead and pause the video here, go back to the last one. Those of you that are still here watching, if you watched my last video, you'll know that engine, I did not get it running, did not try. I'm sure I probably could have gotten it to fire off and run, but it would have been clanging and clattering. So, yeah, I found some issues with it and decided not to go forward with trying to get it to fire up and run. And I left the video inconclusive as to what I'm going to do with it, because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. It needs some parts and some work that I'm not willing to, that's going to cost more than what I'm willing to put into it, because I don't need the engine. My intent is to sell it, and I don't want to go negative working on the thing and trying to sell it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that engine and this engine, and I'm going to make one good engine. So it's going to be based off of this engine, and I'm going to make one good one out of the two. So anyways, let's take a look at this thing, because I have not yet looked at it. So somebody has a section of fuel line here with a fuel shutoff valve and one hose clamp. Not sure why. I guess they were using this with the engine. So I'm going to get that off of here. Set that aside for something else, I guess. We have here a ignition kill here, which goes somewhere. Not sure where. I don't see anything that it goes on. So just going to set that aside. Before I try to spin this over, going to feed her some oil, some penetrating oil. Lubricate the cylinder and rings. Just kind of get it wet, Come on. This thing was struggling to almost empty, so it took a little longer to put some in than I wanted it to. Let's see if this will pull over. Okay, it's not locked up. Good. Recoil needs a little help going back in. Recoil's a little dry. Let's put the spark plug back in and just give it a little snug with the impact. That's all we're going to give it. Let's see if it has compression. It has compression. It needs a little help. Oh. Now she goes back in fine. Come on now. I just want to pull it over a few times. She has good compression. Good. That's a good sign. So we have a carburetor here. No air cleaner. No worries. There's one on the other engine that I literally just tore apart in the last video. What else? This one does have a fuel tank. Looks to be a correct fuel tank because I did some looking online once I figured out the model number of the last one. This looks to be the correct fuel tank. Let's take a look in there. Doesn't smell like there's been any fuel in here for a long time. It does not look too bad in there, really. It actually looks pretty decent for its age. It is mostly clean. There's definitely nothing. They stored this thing right. There's no flaky rust at all. There's just a tiny little bit of surface brown. Brown surface. You know, the tiny little bit of rust. But there was no fuel left in here. They stored it right. Thank you, whoever did that. I did go around and spray, I guess, before the video, I did go around and spray basically all visible hardware because I don't know what I may have to take apart on here. So I did go around and spray all visible hardware with some penetrating fluid. We have a centrifugal force clutch. Was this on a mini bike? Was this on a go-kart? It's hard to say. It would be cool to see one of these on a mini bike. Little Clinton-powered mini bike. I am wanting to build a little mini bike for my stepson. So, yeah, I have no idea what engine I'll put on it. It's not going to be anything powerful, that's for sure. But yeah, here is the model number. If you watched the last video, this is the literally exact same model number. Model 410-0105-015. Alrighty. So, I guess let's see if she'll fire up. I mean, first things first, let's see if we have spark. don't know if we will have spark. This would be a points and condenser engine. And I don't know how long this thing has sat. No spark. Hey, get out of the way. I kind of figured we would not have any spark. I don't see any signs of any kind of kill wire. No signs of a kill wire anywhere. So let's let's dig in and get down to the points and get them cleaned. You know what? First things first, I didn't check to see if there's any oil in this. Just pulling it over like that isn't going to hurt it, but I do want to check, see if it has oil later on before I try to fire it, so may as well do that now. There's definitely oil. Doesn't seem to be any shortage of it. Oh yeah, we are full. Maybe a little over full. Good. Alrighty. So, yeah, let's get into the where the points are. But first, let's take off this fuel tank. It's just kind of bulky and in the way. Let's see if the impact's got enough mustard to take these head bolts loose to get this fuel tank bracket off of here. Do I want to take... Yeah, I'm going to take that off. All right. Snapped right loose. And there's a few of these have to come off anyways to get the recoil off. And this one over here has to come loose to get the fuel tank loose. And then there's one back here also. So now, fuel tank can come off. Oh, we are missing a fuel fitting there. It's probably that one that's on that hose over there that was laying on top of the engine. Now, there's two bolts on either side down here. Oh, that's a bigger one. Different size head. That's a 1/2-inch head. This one's 7/16. I believe that's what's normal. That's what was on the other engine, the other identical engine. So I believe this one is incorrect size, but hey, if it works, it works. They may have had to, looks like maybe, yeah, they drilled that out and rethreaded it. Okay. Must have stripped it or something. Oh, we have another head bolt that has to come loose. So let's get the spark plug off. Let's get this coil wire back through here. This engine sure doesn't look as nice and is it's kind of a bit dirtier, but hey, you know, if this one runs, then I really don't care. I see one thing that is already going to be an issue, if it's not already. I'll get back to that in just a minute. the location of, oh, they have the governor disconnected. This definitely must have been a mini bike or go-kart engine. Haha. Yeah. There's no linkage here. I realize that this part, that there was some stuff missing over here, and that the throttle appears to have been set up for direct to a throttle cable, because there's nothing connecting the throttle on the carburetor to a governor. So this does not surprise me. So I kind of already knew that, but yeah, anyways. The problem, the spark plug wire is like where it can rub right up against the backside of the flywheel. So, speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead. I tried to shoot some penetrating oil in here. I'm going to go ahead and shoot some in here right now. And see if I can get some in there on the backside of the flywheel. Let it soak in from the backside of the flywheel. I'm going to give that a minute to soak in while I start addressing this recoil a little bit more. Oh yeah, like butter now. Like butter. Smooth. Now I'm going to set this on top of the trash can, the backside down, so that any excess penetrating fluid that I just put in there can run out and into the trash can. Wipe up my mess here on the bench. Yes, this was part of somebody's toy. Judging by the centrifugal force clutch and no governor, this was somebody's toy. I'm sure that we will probably have to have the carburetor off. So, and I'm going to want to put a regular fuel elbow on here, more than likely. If this turns, good. That's not seized up, this petcock or this fuel shutoff valve. Carburetor turns. Just a little bit of play in the throttle shaft. Everything else seems to move. Try not to mess with the adjustments much. If I just turning them just enough to see if they move and then right back to where they were. I'm going to try to run this carburetor as is. I mean, I may take off the bowl and take a look at it at risk of ruining the bowl gasket, but then I may not. I don't know. We will see. All right, so I've given that penetrating oil, penetrating fluid some time to help loosen up things on the flywheel. So now, let's find a socket. Come on now. There we go. That would be 3/4. See if this will come loose. There we are. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all this off. Of course, the flywheel's not going to just come off. So I'm going to put the nut back on. I'm going to do the other side because the other side's flat, not tapered. Give me a little more meat to hit on with the hammer. Okay, so yeah, that is a lock nut. So now, the reason I put that nut back on checking the crankshaft for play that the other one had. This does have a little bit of up and down play like the last one had. If you haven't watched the last video, sorry to ruin it for you, but there was wear, noticeable visual wear on the crankshaft, which allowed it to go like, yeah. But there is bushings in there, it appears, where the crankshaft rides in. The two holes it looks like they have bushings, so that's good. So if need be, I could buy some bushings if the rest of this looks to be pretty good. So I'm just going to put my fingers in behind here and kind of pry out and give it a whack and see if that's enough to pop it loose. One hit. Oh yeah. I tell you what, guys, this is Rural King brand. I don't know if you have a Rural King store near you. It's a big home and farm store. Kind of like Tractor Supply Company. It's like what Big R used to be when we still had Big R. It's like Runnings, you know, just like all those home and farm stores. Just another big home and farm store. That is their brand, Providence. I use a lot of their products. I am not sponsored by them. I have no affiliation with them. I'm just a customer of theirs, and I love their Providence brand automotive type products. I use a lot of them because they are inexpensive and they work well. It's a little bit warm. They work very well. So, yeah. And I like to save money. I'm going to take the key out of here so I don't lose it. Couldn't get it to come out. Seems to be the same exact type of key that I'm needing for that Tecumseh I just recently did a video on. That white Tecumseh H25. So I may end up using the flywheel key from the other one. I didn't think about that when I took apart the other one, but I may end up using that flywheel key off of the other one for this one. Alright, so the points are in here. This is the same coil as on that Tecumseh 2. I noticed that on the other engine. Same exact coil and points housing. This is not a Clinton part. It is neither a Tecumseh part. This is, how do you pronounce it? Phelon? Phelon? Or, I don't know how to pronounce it. But it is that brand. So used on multiple makes of small engine. Hey, quit it. Keeps trying to tip that way on me. The points look to be a little crusty. They could use a file run through them, that's for sure. This spark plug wire does not seem to be bad, but it definitely should be on the other side of this cover that's right here. Points file. Let's run a points file through them. See a little dirt on there. That would have come off the points. They look a little bit better. Those should make spark now. Let's give this thing a turn and see if points are closed. Points are open. And they look to be gapped about right. You know, you can kind of eyeball it a little bit. Visually, they look to be right. I don't believe that this is necessary. Some people say that you got to sand the magnet and you got to sand the coil, like with the exposed metal parts where the magnet runs close to. But I usually just do it just so I can rule that out. So I have done that. Those are cleaned up. We'll put these points back together. It's nice and clean inside the housing as well. There we are. So now I'm going to take this cover off. This is all one piece. It attaches in 3 different places. 3 different bolts that secure this cover. Daggone it. These bugs are driving me nuts. Well, I guess this is a separate piece. I thought it was all one piece. But between the 2 covers, there's a screw here, and then the bolt down here. We're just going to go ahead and feed this right through here. And looks like it's supposed to go up through there. I'm not real familiar with Clinton engines, guys, so if I'm doing something wrong, please drop a comment. Let a guy know. But anywho's, gonna go ahead and reattach this. Somebody spray bombed this with some black spray paint at some point in time. If this ends up being a good runner, this might be a fun one to restore, repaint, clean it up, and do it right. Because they didn't do it right. I just hate seeing when somebody restores an engine, and they don't clean it properly, they don't prep it properly, and it just looks not good. I hate that. Make sure this one's tight. It was not. You know, since the oh wow, that's mighty rusty. Like, that's like pitted. Yikes. I was going to say, since there's no governor set up on here, should we just leave it that way and just so you can just rev this thing to the moon? But no, I'm going to give this thing a governor set up between what I have between that one and the other and Clinton engine I just did in this one. I'm going to give this one a functioning governor just to protect it. And if I end up selling this engine, which I believe that's what I'm going to end up doing, because that's what I was going to do with the other one, then I will let them decide what they're going to do. If I'm going to sell it, it does need to have a functioning governor. I believe this is supposed to be out here, it looks like. I do not know much about these engines. You have to remember that, guys, so please grant me a little grace. And that tab looks like it's supposed to be bent in and ride inside that groove. Something like that. It turns pretty easy now. And it doesn't come off, so that's a good thing, I suppose. Give me a second here. These are a little misshapen. There we go. Alright, well, I'm done tinkering with that. I'm just going to leave that be. Let's turn our attention to the flywheel. Magnets look clean. Not going to bother sanding them. I truly don't think that even does any good. I don't think if they're rusty that hurts anything. Some people will say it does, but I don't think it does. I mean, like a magnetic field will transfer right through rust. Rust is not going to stop a magnetic, the strength of a magnet. It's not going to stop a magnetic field. Put a little something on there since I'm putting this back on in case I have to take it off again. Hang on. Go up to the top. That way I know where the key goes in at. Put our key in. Maybe the key has to be in first. All right, let's throw all this back on. Now, before I bother put the recoil back on, don't want to waste time with that if this thing still does not have spark. Let's, oh, and before we do that, I also want to, clean this up a little bit. Come on. Because this is also pretty rusty. I don't think it would have. This is what was keeping us from getting spark. But it's not going to hurt to clean it up, that's for sure. Clean this all up. This is one of those spark plugs that has the thread on top, and the spark plug wire is the correct, has the correct type end for that, so I'm going to use it as intended. Alrighty. We have strong spark, and just so you guys can see it, I am going to, I'm actually going to slow that down so it's not such a death machine here. Yeah, you guys, you'll be able to see that real well. I am going to kill the light in here, and you guys should be able to see it from there. I think if I just kill this light, you should be able to see it. The one above the bench. I might go ahead and move it a little closer as well. And you're going to be looking right here. See it? In case you didn't, I'm going to speed it up because it seemed to have a hotter spark when I was going faster. Did you guys see it? I sure hope so. I was able to look at the screen and see it, so you guys should be able to see it. Sorry, my belt is digging in, so needed an adjustment. All right, so we can move on to the next phase. And I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to leave the recoil cover off. I'm not going to run this thing very long, guys, without the recoil cover on here. The blower, the fan shroud, whatever you want to call it. But I am anxious to see if this thing will run. I'm going to have to close the overhead door because there is no muffler on here. But what we're going to do There's a spring on the throttle keeping it down to idle, so that's good. What we're going to do is I'm going to put a little fuel line on here. Probably going to have to turn this to the upward position. And I'm going to put a tiny little funnel in there and fill the, actually I think I have one set up already. Fill the fuel bowl. Yeah, here we are. Put this elsewhere so it doesn't jump off of there. And, yeah. I'm just going to see if I can run it off of what I can get into the fuel bowl. So I'll bring you guys back here in just a little bit. I'm going to put some head bolts back in it because we're going to need those. And go close the overhead door and just get this thing set up and ready to go. I'll bring you back in a little bit. Alrighty folks, the moment we've all been waiting for. I did decide to go ahead and put a blower housing back on here. I just took the recoil off so I can use the screw gun, the good old 20 volt electric start. Got fuel running to the carburetor through this fuel line and funnel here. I've got the fuel shut-off valve open, and I've got the carburetor dripping slowly. It's actually only dripping out of there. There's like that little spring-loaded valve you can push to drain the carburetor, which is super nice. It's dripping out of that. That's the only place it seems to be dripping out of. I did source a muffler, but yeah, I've got everything ready to go. So I'm just going to try and hold on to this without getting zapped, and hopefully this stays on and upright and fuel doesn't come flying out of it. Let's go. Give her a little squirt right in the carburetor. Come on, girl. Oh, she's trying. She tried. She's trying. You gotta remember, there's a lot of penetrating oil in the cylinder, or there was anyways, so that could be why it's not wanting to start. Give her a little more fuel. Try again. I'm getting little putts. I'm getting little. Just trying to fire. She was running. I just opened the throttle a little bit. The muffler's warm. She was running. I don't have a direct shot for the screwdriver to the idle adjustment. So I'm going to use a needle nose, turn it in a little bit. Getting a little bit of a fuel mess on the bench here, which is a fire hazard. It's got me a little concerned, but I mean, I've got a fire extinguisher here, so I'm going to wipe it up though, because I hope to not have to use it. Try and wipe this up a little bit. I don't like that the carburetor's leaking like that, but you know, what can you do? Let's give it another go. She ran a little bit. Let's give it a little bit more idle. Let's give it about one more full turn. I can only do like a quarter turn at a time. Now let's just send it, see what happens. Oh, the clutch is hitting a little measuring cup back here. Alright, I'm gonna choke it with my hand because the choke is missing from the carburetor. I just realized that. Okay, so she's running, but she's running out of fuel, I think. So we're gonna bench set this carburetor. Something's happening anyway. Let's see, so 1/2 turn, 1 full turn, 1 1/2 turn out. These were screwed way out. Oh, I just made it leak faster, darn it. 1/2, 1 and 1/2. Stop doing that. There, alright, I got it leaking a little slower again. I just don't want it leaking fast. Oh, I speak too soon. Earlier I tapped on it and it slowed down for me. There we go, it slowed down. Either that or it's out of gas, one or the other. We'll find out. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little more in it. There we go. It's just barely up into the funnel. So we're gonna give it another go now. Now that I have bench set the carburetor. Give her a little squirt. So she's running out of fuel. She seemed happy until she wasn't. This is going to end up being a 2-part video because now that I know this engine wants to run, I'm going to keep going on it. And we're already at almost 50 minutes. Well, at least on this current clip. You know what? I'm actually going to call it here because I don't remember if I did more than one video clip or not. I'm going to shut this off. There we go. It's going to continue to drip. We'll give it something to drip into. Little measuring cup here. There we go. Alright guys, I'm going to call this video here. You did see it run. We both seen it run. Now it's a matter of keeping it running. So, you'll have to watch for that in the next video. Yeah, this video has gone long enough, so we're going to end this one here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up so I know. Drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. What do you think I need to do to get this carburetor to keep it running, to not run out of fuel? Does it need cleaned? Does it just need adjusted? Excuse me. And do you have one of these Clinton engines, model 410? Have you had one? Have you worked on one? What was your opinion of it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? And why? If you have not yet already, make sure you hit that subscribe button to see more content like this on my channel in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Later.